Ghostery? Never heard of that one. Obviously, I would never use an ad blocker on Twitch. Obviously, Twitch, Amazon, if you're listening. I would never use the recommended ad blocker in my chat at the moment. This is for educational purposes. Why would I when I could get amazing ads? Did you guys see that? Like, okay, so you know the Vince Gilligan, the guy who made Breaking Bad? He's doing a new show, right? And one of the ads was like, it's like a message that's like, we're sorry we failed you, Carol, or something like that. And there's someone that has like a smart fridge with a screen that displays ads, which, by the way, I can't even begin to imagine why you would ever have that in your house, but whatever. Their name was Carol, and they saw this ad on the fridge and they had like a panic attack and ended up in the hospital. I'm like, what the fuck are we doing? I don't know. We live in a weird world. Reminded me of like that episode where like in the Simpsons when anyways, as I was saying, what was I saying? The Simpsons episode where the house turns into like a robot or some shit. Reminded me of that. Like, if your fridge has a fucking screen displaying ads, I mean, yo, I do my best to avoid ads in my everyday life, you know what I mean? If my fucking fridge displayed ads for me, like, I don't even know how you could even live like that. Pretty fucked up. Maybe I should get a drink. I don't work tomorrow. I did get 3 free beers today. Someone forgot in their room. I actually don't even know what it is. It's like some kind of lemon... It's like from a brewery. All right, let me get past this stupid room. Then we'll celebrate with one of those. We just gotta be patient. Exciting gameplay, I know. Had a long week, bro. I feel you. I feel you. We had this fucking guy. I had to call the police and everything. It was insane. Yeah, no, it was crazy. It was a crazy week for me too. He had like, he must have drilled like 20 holes in the walls in his room. He had like this little like religious picture on the desk, and he would use like toilet paper to make himself like candles. And I don't know what the fuck he was doing, like some kind of ritual or something. And he was burning that shit. Crazy motherfucker. He got down, so we kicked him out. He went all the way down, and he's waiting at like the front desk, right? Waiting for a ride that will never come. But he had like so much stuff that we were like, okay, well, we can't just like throw you out to the street, right? So at some point I called the police. I was like, well, can you pick this guy up? Because like he's not leaving, and he's got too much stuff, you know? He can't carry all that shit, so can you like get him out of here? They were like, oh, well, we don't have anyone available right now, so like just fucking deal with it. I'm like, okay. So I told the guy, I'm like, well, you're gonna have to leave. And then he started getting angry because he was doing like a bunch of like phone calls to different people. And then at some point he was angry. He was like, give me my fucking money and everything. And then he threw his phone on the floor and started like kicking it with his feet. Anyways, to finish up the story, yeah, he started like kicking his phone and shit. And at some point he started yelling, and then he kicked like the candy machine, like he gave a big fucking punch in it. And that's when I was like, okay, you know what? We're gonna do 911 now, and you're getting the fuck out of here because this is getting dangerous. Like he was okay. He was like, it's kind of weird. It's like he had like moments of lucidity because we told him to leave. He was like, okay, I understand. Packed all this shit up, went all the way down. Like he quit the room. Like we explained to him like, we're gonna keep all the money for the damages, and he was fine with that. So like, I don't know. But I think it's when he realized, like, no one's coming to help him. Like, no one's coming to pick you up, bro. Like, that's when he panicked. He's like, yo, I'm gonna have to sleep outside in the snow at, like, it was, like, -30 or some shit that day. So, I think that's when he panicked and he started having, like, a panic attack or some shit. Or like, you know, a manic episode. And then he started punching shit around and yelling. And I was like, okay, you know what? I've been nice with you. I've been calm. You know, we've been human. We haven't like been mean to you or anything, but like you gotta stop that shit. You gotta leave now. So that's when we did 911 and they actually came and got him. But yeah, it was crazy. Like It could have been dangerous. It was starting to be. I don't understand why, like, and that happens a lot. I don't know if it's just where I'm at or whatever, but you call the cops to, like, prevent something from happening. So, like, I called them, like, an hour before this happened. And like I said, they said, we don't have any agents available. I'm like, okay, do you have an estimate or something? They're like, I don't know. Okay. So, like, what? You're gonna wait for something to happen? Because when I actually did, like, the emergency line, they arrived in 3 minutes. I'm like, well, shit, you know, if you came and picked him up an hour ago, guess what? I wouldn't have had to do the emergency line at all. Like, you could have prevented this. They're being reactive, not proactive. I don't know. But, like, it's not like we call them very often, but every time we do, that's what happens. And sometimes they just don't come at all. So you kind of have to deal with it yourself. Like, but yeah, his room was a fucking mess. He broke the toilet too. I don't know how the fuck he did that. Like, there's a fucking, he destroyed, like, all the backside of it. And, like, I don't know if he punched it or I don't fucking know. It was crazy, but, like, it could have gone so bad because one of the holes in the room was, like, right next to, like, a water. Like, I could see, like, with the flashlight, I could see inside. Like, it's like the water pump of, like, the shower or some shit. Like, he was right next to it. I was like, bro, you were so lucky you didn't punch through that fucking thing. And it's right next to, like, the fire alarm thing. So if he actually hit, like, a cable in the wall there, like, I think he could have triggered the whole alarm, like, in the whole building. All things considered, everything ended well, you know, like, I guess I managed it, but it's just, yeah, it's just frustrating because, like, we could have avoided that, you know what I mean? It's just frustrating where it's like, it could have all been avoided, but hey, at least they came before it escalated too much. But yeah, I don't know, I was pretty scared, man. When he started punching the fucking thing, I was like, the only reason I didn't, like, really feel threatened that much is he never looked at me. Like, he never actually made eye contact with me. He would always be, like, in his own bubble. He'd be looking down at the ground, or, like, he never actually looked at me. So I could tell that he wasn't, like, trying to threaten me. He was just, like, having an episode with himself, right? Frustrated with himself or whoever was on the phone or whatever. But, you know, after a while, then he could turn around and fucking go after me. So I was like, okay, you know what? We're just gonna stop this right here because it's gonna escalate, you know? Oh yeah, I forgot to mention, he actually tipped me 20 bucks before he left. Well, you know, my theory is that the reason he probably did all that, because again, it's not like he was trying to be mad at me or anything. Like, yeah, I kicked him out and everything, but he knew that he was, like, he knew what he was doing, right? To some degree, like, he knew he was gonna get kicked out. Like, it's just, you can't. Actually, the reason we knew is because he made a hole in the fucking hallway in front of his door. So, but yeah, I think the reason he started doing all this shit was probably for me to call the cops, because he was desperate. He didn't have anywhere to go, didn't have anyone to pick him up, so, and he wasn't gonna, like, call them himself, so he was like, you know what, I'm gonna do, like, a little episode here so that they call it, and then I'll have someone to help me. In a way, like, I guess I helped him, you know what I mean? I think that's why he tipped me, which is funny. He just kind of threw a $20 bill at me. It's like, okay, thanks, I guess, for ruining my day. I also did agree to keep his stuff until his taxi arrived, because the cop was like, well, look, I'm not transporting all this shit, so, like, can you keep it somewhere for, like, an hour? It's like, sure. Just make sure you're with him when he comes back, you know? I was trying my best to be, like, helpful and just be like, look, I don't want to put the guy in the streets for tonight. Like, that's not my goal. It's just, you can't fucking stay here, you know? But yeah, that was a crazy day. Someone tried to hit me, you dodged, and he hit the wall, went through the wall, and hit a fucking beam. Nice. No, I've never been attacked. It's just, I don't know, I guess I'm just fucking used to dealing with lunatics at this point. They always seem to take a liking to me. I don't know why. Maybe because I'm calm. I just kind of listen to their bullshit. All the conspiracy theories I've been listening to from these guys. Like, it really opens your eyes to, like, people are fucked up, man. For real. Like, real talk. People are fucked up. Like, if you ever feel like a failure or whatever, like, if you ever feel bad about yourself, like, trust me, bro, there's way fucking worse. I've seen it. I see it every day at work. Like, these guys come in there, they rent rooms, and it's, I I can't even begin to understand how their fucking mind works. It's crazy. These guys are fucked. Like, there's no coming back from that. Like, honestly, the things they tell me sometimes, I'm like, okay, that's... Yeah, how did you end up there? Like, my biggest fear in life is to end up like these fuckers. Honestly. I'm like, how do you even end up in that situation? And most of the time, they're people who actually lived, like, pretty good lives. You know what I mean? And they just had, like, something really bad happen to them, and they just never recovered from it, or something like that. Like, yeah, some of them are just, you know, they grew up, like, using drugs a lot and stuff like that, sure. But some of them I've met, like, they've had normal lives, like, up to their 50s, and then they just... something bad happened, and they just fucking lost it. It's really scary. I was like, man, this guy could be like a Last of Us villain. That's what I told my colleague. I was like, yeah, this guy, if this guy wasn't Walking Dead, it would be fucked. He'd have a cult or something. I don't know, talking to the public depends what you mean. It's a skill that you learn, I guess. Comes easier to some people for sure, but it's always something people can learn. Yeah, I guess I was always kind of good at public talking. I guess that's why I work in the public now. That's why I have to deal with all these lunatics. Still afraid to be on stream though? I mean, shit, I don't know. Streaming is like... I think it's just, hold on, I'm trying to not to die here and also have deep thoughts, which is not easy. Fuck. Fuck! My game crashed. Okay. Back when you told me to play Fast Food Sim, you were so scared. Every time you stream Facecam, I'm drunk, so it's easier. Yeah, I mean, to be honest, I'm a pretty introverted person myself. I wouldn't say that I'm really shy anymore. I used to be pretty shy. I think it's just something at some point you just kind of learn to not give a fuck. You don't give a fuck. Why though? It's hard. I don't know, for me, especially streaming for me it's easy for me to stream because it's like if people are here it's because they want to be, right? Like when you're talking to someone in real life, sometimes you're talking to someone because you have to, you know what I mean? I feel like that's worse. When you're streaming, you're not trying to prove yourself to anyone, like you're just doing your thing. Intense image of people. It's all about self-confidence really is at the end of the day, I think. Cause what? Like you talk to someone and what? You think they instantly regret things you've done? Well, you gotta forgive yourself. Whatever it is that's struggling mentally for you, that's like, damn. You gotta be able to accept yourself. That's still something I think a lot of people struggle with at some point, is to realize like who you are and to accept that. Like for me, I know like sometimes, like let's say I'm streaming, like sometimes I'll just not really be, or like, I don't know what I'm trying to say. I'm done being the monkey. You know what I mean? And sometimes that can come across as me being kind of a dick to people on stream. But it's just like, at some point, I've been streaming for 11 years, right? And if there's someone in my chat that pisses me off or just makes me annoyed, I'm just gonna fucking tell them or ban them or whatever. Like, I do not care anymore. That can kind of make it seem like I'm not grateful. That's not what it is, though. I am grateful that people do watch and stuff. That people spend their free time choosing to watch me play a fucking video game and raging like a motherfucker. I appreciate it, but sometimes I'll just get stupid fucking comments, you know what I mean? And it's just not me to be all positive all the time and everything. Like, I'm not saying I'm a negative person necessarily. I'm just authentic. I'm a real person. Like, if you're annoying me, I'm gonna tell you. It's just, for me, that's my truth, you know? And I gotta accept that. Like, not everybody's gonna like me, and I'm not gonna like everyone. And that's also true when streaming. Like, I can't please everybody, and if I try to do that, then I'm not gonna cultivate the people that I want to have in my chat. You know, if I let people be annoying and being dicks in my chat, then guess what? More dicks and annoying people are gonna join. I'd rather have a small community, like you said, like 3 viewers right now. I'd rather have these 3 viewers than to have 50 and not enjoy streaming because my chat's filled with bullshit. Yeah, I face cammed a couple months ago. Yeah, I don't really like face cam, to be honest. That's just, it's not really a self-conscious thing. It's just, I'm not a very expressive person. I tried doing it for Halo 2 because I thought that I would have some expressions, which I guess I did, but not that much. My face is always pretty much in bitch mode, to be honest. It's just how I am. It gets, so like people, every time at work, for example, there's a new guy or something. Every time they're like, man, I thought you were kind of a, I thought you were, you like, I always have a bitch face, right? So he was like, man, I thought you kind of hated me or something. Like, I thought you, I'm like, bro, no, I'm just, that's just how, that's just my resting face. Like, if you talk to me, it's fine. Like, that kind of works to your advantage though when you're working in the public, because then you don't really get, like, people don't really come talk to you that much, which I like. And it also kind of sorts out the people that, you know, if you don't care to talk to me enough to see through my bitch face, then I probably wouldn't want to talk to you anyways, you know what I mean? So that's kind of a blessing, to be honest. Even fast food sim, like, you're playing with complete strangers, fucking making burgers, you know? And we had people, like, in the game tell us, like, man, you guys are so inclusive. Like, I'm a really shy person and I usually never talk in game, but with you guys, I was actually able to be myself. Like, someone told us that at some point, and I was really happy because that's also what I try to do in real life, you know, especially at work. I think it's important for everyone to get along and, you know, try to include everybody. Like, everybody's different and the English is not good. Who cares? Make a joke about it. Just be funny about it, you know? You gotta, it's all about confidence, and the only way you get that is by accepting yourself. And having your self-esteem, you know? It's XQC type shit. Okay, maybe not that much. We don't do that. we still gonna somewhat understand what you're saying. At the end of the day, that's only you who can do the work for that, you know? And I can tell you, like, the first stream I ever made, the first stream ever, it probably doesn't exist anywhere, but I'll tell you anyways. I didn't know what the fuck I was doing. I had just gotten my capture card, started the stream on my shitty laptop, and I had double audio. My mic was like echoing, everything was going wrong. I was like, I don't know, 16 at the time or whatever. I ended up, I think, with like 7 viewers at some point. I was like streaming GTA or something. And when I stopped that stream, bro, I just fucking cried. I was like, man, this is useless. I can't do this. I only had 7 viewers. Like, I was just completely, like, you know, fucked by it, to be honest. Well, guess what? Then I streamed again and I kept going for 10 years. But the point is, like, you gotta try stuff sometimes and it doesn't always work out. But even if you go up to someone and you talk and it's just really fucking awkward or whatever, like, at least you did it and you learned something. And the more you do stuff, the more you grow as a person, really. Like, being afraid, fear is like the worst enemy to growing, I think. Which is something I've tried to improve a lot in the past couple of years, is like, to actually, even if something's scary, even if something's like, fuck, okay, what if, you know, what if you overthink everything? It's like, at some point, just stop fucking overthinking about everything in your life. Like, anxiety and stress literally kills you. At some point, it's just fucking act. Just do the thing. Have confidence in yourself. And I know it's easier to say than to do, right? But I think with where I'm working right now, it's helped me a lot with that, because sometimes you just kind of have to take decisions and do things. You know, when I was working night shift, I was by myself and I had to deal with these fucking coke heads. And I had to keep them calm and I had to keep the people safe, you know? So at some point it's like, well, you have to take initiative, you have to make decisions and do your best, you know, with your judgment, and trust yourself to do the right calls. So that helped a lot with me, even in real life, you know, subsequently with streaming too, is to just like trust your instincts and do the thing. So, but again, it's like, if I would have been too scared of this job, then I would have just never learned those skills, you know what I mean? You cried after you, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, because you have like such high expectations, and then you have like the fear of it not working out, right? Which is normal, you know, especially when like I said, my first term I was like 16, you know, whatever. But yeah, no, I'm not ashamed of it or anything, but that's just the truth, you know. I don't know. I guess it's true of anything in life, whether we're talking about streaming or whatever, or just like a good example is like asking someone out, right? That's really stressful. That's really like, oh my God, what if they say no, right? The fear of rejection and all that. But at the end of the day, look, if you fucking do it, at least it's like you can, I don't know, you're not gonna get over regret of not doing it, but you can get over rejection. You know what I mean? It's kind of the same thing. If you are too scared of streaming all the time because you're scared of like whatever, you're just the regret of never doing it. If you really want to do it, it's gonna be worse than if you do it and realize you don't like it. You know what I mean? It's true of anything in life, whether it be a job you want to pursue or a career or whatever, or just whatever you want to do in life. Like, trust me, regretting is worse than trying. Anyways, that's my therapy session for today, I guess. And look, I'm still figuring this shit out too. I'm not saying like you should listen to everything I say, but that's just my advice, you know, personal experience, all that, things that helped me. But yeah, I think it's just not a lot of people are ready to have conversations like that, or to admit, to be ready to grow, you know? You have to be ready. You have to find it in yourself to change, right? That's the first step. It's to realize like where you're at, where you want to be, and to realize like, well, shit, I'm gonna have to do stuff if I want stuff to happen, because you can't just wait for shit to happen to you. You know, the only thing in life that you're in control of is yourself. You can't control other people. You can't control situations. You can't control what happens in the world. There's nothing you can control except what you do right now in the present. You can't control the past, you can't control the future, but you can control right now what you're doing. I think remembering that every once in a while helps me, because it's like, look, I had a lot of problems before thinking about the past and being like, and bringing myself down, because I'm like, fuck, I shouldn't have said that, or I shouldn't have done that, or whatever. You can, if you let it eat at you all the time, it's like, well, shit, you can't change that. You can't fix the past, right? All you can do now is be better in the present, and then your future is gonna be better, right? So that's my advice. It's like, what you can do is you can control what you're doing right now. That's really all I got. I don't know. Sorry to fucking upstream. It's fine, bro. Like, if I didn't want to talk about it, I wouldn't have. But yeah, no, it's fine, because I do watch a lot of YouTube videos about self-improvement and shit these days. That's kind of where I'm at. So I'm glad to share whatever works for me. When I did like the personality test back in high school or whatever, right? You know how they have like these personality tests of telling you like what you should do in life. I think the top 3 was like, I think the first one was like something in like psychology. Second one was like being a teacher, and the third one was being like an not an animator, that's in French. What's the word for it? Like a stage person, you know what I mean? Like a performer, that's it. Performer, I guess that would be the word. So it makes sense. It's all things that I'm interested in, right? Maybe one day I'll go down that path, we'll see. Human psychology is something I've always been interested in, something that I always try to understand, but I never felt like I was, I don't know. It just kind of feels pretentious sometimes to be like, oh, I understand how your brain works and you don't, you know, kind of thing. I don't really like that, because truly nobody understands shit about life. We just kind of go through it and try not to fuck up. But yeah, I think working in the public really made me realize like most people are fucking stupid. Like, I'm sorry, it's just the truth. We're all dumb in different ways. Like, I'm stupid too. We're all stupid. But like, you work in the public, and like I said, like these lunatics and everything, you're like, how the fuck did you end up here? You know, and I don't say that like in a mean way. Like, genuinely, I'm curious. How the fuck did these guys end up there? You know? And sometimes I'll have like an hour-long conversation with these guys, just listening to what they got to say because I'm curious. I'm like, how do you end up here right now doing this? You know what I mean? It's interesting to me. I guess one last thing I could add to that for those who care. I think the biggest thing I've struggled with in my life is emotions. I'm really bad at suppressing my emotions all the time. And I think once you start to actually let yourself feel things and process these emotions in a healthy way, that definitely helps a lot too. Because like your emotions are valid, you know, but whatever you do with them is up to you. Like if you're angry, that's fine. But if you lash out on someone because you're angry and it's not their fault, then that's not okay.